computer. Welcome everybody to this is me, Dr. Khushboo Shah. I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator. I'm a Talk to the Entities facilitator, and today's call is like a free call. It's like a free intro to Talk to the Entities. So I don't know. I think we have a mixed group wherein most people have been introduced to Access Consciousness to some degree. Some of y'all may not be introduced to Access Consciousness. If y'all are not introduced, I don't have no clue what Access is. Can y'all just raise your hands? There's like a thing where you can raise your hand in the reactions. You'll see, actually not in the reactions, but you know where it is. Okay, Uganda has no clue what Access is. Anybody else? Okay, cool. So let me just give you a little brief about Access Consciousness, and then we'll get into Talk to the Entities, a little brief about that, and then I'll take your questions. This call is going to work best as you ask me questions, because your questions is what will give us more awareness and where I can go, because it's a big topic, which I'm going to try and give you as much information as I can in about 40 minutes. It's not going to be very long. But your questions will direct this call towards what's relevant to you, which is why you're here. Cool. So let me first begin with Access. Access Consciousness is this weird, wacky world where it has all these tools, processes, and information and easy ways of dealing with any place that you may be stuck in your life. Wait, please mute yourselves, guys, when you come in. Why can't I mute him? That's interesting. Okay, 551538. Please mute yourself. Yeah, I can mute other people. I can't seem to mute him. Just mute yourself, please. Cool. So Access Consciousness it gives you practical tools to deal with every area of your life. So if you feel stuck in any area of your life, say money, relationships, body, career, etc., etc., and even if you don't feel stuck, but you feel like something bigger should be available, that you're just sort of like something else should be possible, like you should be waking up every morning being happy about why you're here and what you can create, and be excited about a future on this planet that is greater than what you currently think is possible, then Access gives you all of those tools to get out of any of these areas which are stuck. It starts helping you to go beyond your limiting beliefs, your limited points of views, to actually create what you want to. And there's some brilliant, brilliant processes. It's easy. It's the most pragmatic thing that I have come across. I have done a whole bunch of things before. I'm a dentist by education, and then I did a whole bunch of things till I found Access. The difference is Access is easy and is pragmatic, and you can start using the tools immediately. Okay, and I don't want to go too much into this because then I will not be able to talk to the entities. However, if you'd like to find out more information about Access, there's www.accessconsciousness.com. I highly recommend, if you have not been introduced to this and you're to go check it out to get more information. You're here for a reason. You just didn't randomly find out. You came to a call called Talk to the Entities. You're definitely weird. You are not normal. Like, are you kidding me? Like and if you've not done Access and yet you're here, you're like super weird. Believe me, even I don't think I would have chosen entities as my first talk. So you're definitely weird. You're definitely different. I'm happy you're here. And for it to be more relevant to you guys, I would suggest go read up about Access, go to the website and find more information there. Okay, so because literally Talk to the Entities is a specialty class of Access Consciousness, founded by Shannon O'Hara, who's the founder of Access, Gary Douglas's daughter. Okay, so all of the tools, everything that we talk about and Talk to the Entities is Access Consciousness. There is no difference. Okay, So as we talk to the entities, I'll also be talking about access simultaneously. So there's no difference there. Okay. So talk to the entities. Who has that first question? Or shall I just dive in? Okay, I'll give you a little bit more information. Okay, so talk to the entities is literally talk to the entities. So that includes ghosts. Yes, it includes spirits. It includes and so an entity is anything, any energy that is defined becomes an entity. So anything that you give a lot of definition to starts behaving like an entity. So in that sense, we're also behaving like entities. But of course, in this class, it's a lot about talking to those ghosts that all of us have been aware of. That is such a taboo topic that is either filled with a lot of superstition, like a lot of fear, a lot of superstition, and it's just crazy, and you have to protect yourself, and you have to wear these talismans or whatever, or that thing made me do this, so like I'm a victim of all these ghosts around me and things that I can't see. So it's either all that, or it doesn't exist, I don't believe in it, which if you truly didn't believe in it, you wouldn't be here. So I don't think we'll have too much of that second group, but we may have some amount of this weird superstitious energy and fear and trying to get rid of them and pretending to be that anything outside of you actually has effect on you and your choices. Okay, so talk to the entities is not that. Talk to the entities is definitely not superstitious. It's one of the most pragmatic ways of dealing with these energies that we're all aware of, which is why we're here, by the way. And they're all around us, and especially if we live in India, even more, we're a very entity I don't want to say entity positive, because we can be very crazy about it and very superstitious, but we don't disbelieve. And we've grown up, we have a lot of people and we have a lot of entities. So it's very intense. So like, for example, I'm in Bombay. For some weird reason, I traveled to Bombay to do this. I have a class tomorrow. I could have traveled afterwards, but I'm here. So and as you enter, like a lot of things, like we were talking just before we came on, we were talking about how intense this place is, and it is intense. So many things going on, and it's also an entity prevalent society. Okay, Bombay is also one of those cities where there's a lot of entity activity. So if you don't have the tools, there's a chance where it may start showing up as feeling heavy or feeling depressed or feeling anxious as you enter the city or you stay in the city for too long, too much, etc., or whatever it is. We all have these signs and symptoms, okay, of entity awareness, which is actually signs and symptoms of entity resistance. Okay, so if you resist your awareness of entities, it starts showing up as all of these things that I spoke about. So we all have our signs and symptoms of how we are aware of these entities. It's not the way we see in movies all the time for all of us. Very rarely, even here, there'll be very few people who actually see them. That we have different ways of perceiving them. Okay. And some of the biggest ways of the way we perceive them, and if you're here, it could be showing up as anxiety. It can be showing up as mood changes, like sudden mood changes, or like intense coughing for some people, skin stuff. Okay. Again, I want to tell you that it's not entities doing this to you. It's your resistance and the lack of having pragmatic tools of how to deal with this world of entities, because we've never been educated about it. So that was my long monologue. Any questions?
Can I jump in and ask?
Yes, please ask.
So I have an interesting point of view, which is, so it's like awareness. Once you have an awareness, you can't really turn it off. I mean, you're just aware. And my thing with talk to the entities is, yes, we coexist, and they are and they're always around us. And once I do the class, or if I'm more aware of them, I have this point of view that I may not be able to handle it, and I'll have to keep clearing them, and which becomes really tiresome, and I'll have no ease with it.
Cool. Yeah, I get it. I get this point of view because this is what I had. All right. So I know where you're coming from. I remember I did my first access class. I did bars and I did my foundation. So these are the first classes that you would take in an access class. And I remember telling my facilitator exactly this. You know what? I don't want to do TTTE because if I do this, I think I'm going to keep clearing and keep clearing and keep clearing, and I'm never going to have space. But here's the thing. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be. Like, do you really think you're not communicating or talking to them right now?
Oh.
All right. So here's what I realized is talk to the entities didn't give me this new awareness. It didn't give me a new ability all of a sudden. What it did was it showed me how I'm already doing these things, but in a very unconscious way, like in a way which is not like a conscious choice. I'm not very aware of everything that I'm saying and doing. So what it was showing up as was a very not a very nice way. Okay, so when you're not doing this consciously, it starts showing up as all these things. Like for me, it was literally like mood swings. Like I remember at 7 in the evening, I would suddenly start feeling very, very low, very low. Now, this is my way of communicating with entities, by the way. This is my awareness. However, I'm doing it so unconsciously that it is affecting me so-called negatively. But when I started using the tools of talk to the entities, finally, when I stopped resisting what I'm already aware of, yes, in the beginning, I had to clear very consciously. Every morning I would wake up and I would clear. Every evening before sleeping, I would clear. But as I did that, all of those, as like, yes, I had to do it. But the thing is, there's so much ease that gets created. Like you're doing so much harm to yourself by communicating. Like you can't shut it off. You're aware. Like you started off saying that, like I'm aware. So you can't shut it off. Like how much ever you try, you have to use more energy against yourself to shut it off. It is always more.
So it just creates more ease.
Yes. So it creates more ease because it actually takes more energy to resist what you're aware of. It actually makes you more drained. Now, when I got the tools of access of talk to the entities and I started clearing them consciously, I have more energy available to me. Yes, I had to do the work in the beginning. I can't just do one class and say it's over. You do the class, you get the tools and you get to work. But it eases your world up. It eases your world up. Like I literally couldn't travel to Bombay a few years back. I could not stay in this city more than 2 days. And you'd think that's because I'm from Pune. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with my awareness. And now it's actually so much ease, joy, and glory. Like, for example, I know this place that we found as an Airbnb to take my class tomorrow, which is the Access Bars class. And it's all because I'm cooperating now and working with these entities. Yes, there's a whole bunch of, so let me do this. Let me give you, so talk to the entities has 4 things, okay? It has the clearing, which is what Vashima is talking about. That's the first thing we do. 80% of the ghosts and spirits that you're aware of, you just have to clear them. Okay, what do you mean? These are mostly ghosts that are stuck. These are the ones that, these are people entities. 90% of them that you're talking about are people entities. Those who died but did not move on. Okay, so literally like your family, friends, whoever, and through all of the changes in the last 2 years, it's the ghosts, it's the people that who died who did not move on. So for whatever reason, okay, they may have obligations, they may be confused. A lot of them don't even realize that they are dead. Okay, so there's a lot of all of this. And in the last couple of years, because of the way people were choosing to die, There's also a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder, so PTSD. So you will literally sense as anxiety, and it's literally these people who died who have no clue what the fuck happened and how to move on. And so there's a lot of all these things going on. Now, if you're aware of all this and you're not clearing, how much energy do you have to use against you to even be happy for 5 seconds? Okay. But if you just look at it, look at what you're aware of, and do the clearing, which is so simple in Access. This is how we do the clearing. And I'll give you the clearing. Like, no free call is actually free. We do give you stuff. And the clearing in Talk to the Entities is easy. Even right now, just relax. Now, all of those ghosts that wanted you to do this, that have been wanting you to do Talk to the Entities, but you're freaking resisting it. Okay. Now, all of those that wanted to be cleared. Okay. And you don't even need to cognitively know this. This is why Access is easy. Okay. Access is ease, joy, glory. If it's hard, it's not Access. It's not Talk to the Entities. Okay. So just relax. That's what I mean by lowering your barriers. Relax. Turn your attention to everything you've been resisting. Just turn your attention to everything. Yes, Agnes. So that pain is, what intensity of awareness are you avoiding to have? How aware are you of entities? Yeah. Now, this is how we clear. Truth. Who are y'all? Who were y'all before that? 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 Oh, who would you like to be in the future? What are y'all? What were y'all before that? Before that? Before that? Before that? What would you like to be in the future? So what is your job? What was your job before that? What was your job before that? Before that? Before that? What would you like to have as your job in the future? Oh, cool. Thank you. You may leave now. And all the electromagnetic imprinting and implanting that they left behind, uncreate and destroy it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, god, all night, shots, boys and beyonds. All right. I will explain what I've done right now. Please don't worry for those who have no clue what the fuck is going on and what is she saying. I will explain everything. Okay. I'm sorry for my language. Cool. So you notice that a lot of the people who've been doing Access, who've been doing some sort of energy work, are yawning or will feel something shift or change. Not all of y'all may feel it or change, see the change or feel it. A lot of y'all will do. It doesn't matter wherever you are. What we did right now is we literally asked all of those entities and spirits that have been stuck, that want to be cleared, which is the first thing that you do and Talk to the Entities. We literally asked them, hey, who are y'all? Do you, just to get them a sense of, oh, this is who I am. I am this person who died this way. Okay, cool. Who were you before that? So then you give them, oh, wait, I was something else before this. So they go to a lifetime before that. And it's like, oh, okay, who were you before that? It's like, oh, I was something else. Oh, who were you before that? Oh, I was something else completely. So then they realize that, oh, they don't need to be stuck in this identity anymore. This is just something that they had in that lifetime with the body that they chose. And they don't need to be stuck. Okay. These entities that we're talking about, that we're clearing, are stuck in their identity. Okay. So we're trying to get them out of that stuckness. So we just remind them, what were you before that, before that, before that? And then we ask them, hey, what would you like to be in the future? It's like, oh, I have another choice. Oh, I can be something else. I can go get another body, or I can go somewhere else, or whatever it is. You don't even need to know, or go into consciousness or light or space or whatever it is that is true for them. Okay, so all you're doing is giving them choice. Okay, this is how easy it is to clear in Talk to the Entities. That's it. You've cleared. A bunch of us have cleared at least like 200, 300 entities right now together. Okay. And again, this may make sense to the people, more sense to the people who've done some Access before. And if it's not making sense, don't worry. Just receive whatever you can and ask questions. Okay? So this is what we've done. This is how simple it is. And now imagine those 200, 300 entities that we just cleared, that you were aware of, that are freaking stuck, that need your contribution because you're the only weird one who's willing to listen to them. Everybody else is trying to do something, either like be scared of them or just be like, no, you don't exist. Imagine you died and you were like trying to get through to someone. Like, wouldn't it be frustrating? It's like, hey, I want to talk to you. I just want to say something before I leave. Could you please listen? And it just could just really be frustrating. So imagine how much energy you have to use to ignore this. So instead, you turn your attention, you relax, and you do this small clearing. And you'll notice for a bunch, and I can sense that a lot of y'all do notice that sense of lightness. And for those who don't worry about it, just do it. Okay? Just do it. It'll work. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't work, find something else, but do it. Just do it. It's very simple. And then at the end, what I did was once we clear them, we also uncreate and destroy all the electromagnetic imprinting and implanting, which is basically like each of us, as we create these identities and these definitions of us and blah, 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 we create like an electromagnetic imprint of ourselves. So even if you die, it doesn't mean you suddenly become conscious. You still have the imprint, all these points of views. Everything that you bought was very real and true about you in that lifetime. So we are uncreating, destroying that as well, so that you have a fully new choice to choose something different. Okay. And then I said the gobbledygook sentence, which is right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. That is the access clearing statement. The access clearing statement is basically designed to clear everything away. Like it's literally, there's all this energy, hey, unclear, destroy, let's clear. So it clears it deeply from within. You can use it to change anything and everything. And it's brilliant. We also say just POC and POD. Again, more information you'll find in the Access website, and also www.theclearingstatement.com. Okay. There's a great video by Dr. Dane here, who's the co-founder of Access, who explains how this works. It's not, if I start explaining this, we won't do too much of talk to the entities, but just know it works. It doesn't need to make sense for the clearing statement to work. It just works. Cool. It's just designed to remove all the stuff that you're asking to be removed, all your limitations, everything. Cool. So, Vashim, I hope that entire 15 minutes or whatever I took tells you that, hey, it is an interesting point of view. Okay. Is it as much as you think you are you are trying to create more ease by not acknowledging and not being present with how much awareness you have, it actually is the opposite. You have to use more energy to resist all of this.
I know. And with you saying this and after all the clearings, because this Dr. Entity has been in my space for some time, but like, it's just like now also I'm getting this point of view that, oh, I don't have the power and potency to clear, oh, they won't listen to me, oh, I can't do it, oh my God, it's so hard. What is all of that? Like, how do I
so who does that belong to? Is any of that yours?
No.
Cool. So now there's another tool in Access. Okay, one of the first tools that we use. 99.99% of all of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions you have are not yours. You know, you're literally a psychic SpongeBob, which means you're literally like, this is why I couldn't come into Bombay and stay for more than 2 days and then not get depressed or try and drink to avoid my awareness or do something shitty or stupid before I leave the city. Okay. Or just leave. I need to get out. But it's because of the heightened awareness. Okay. And it's not just true for Bombay, it's actually true for Pune as well. It's true for any place you go on this planet, but especially in India, because we're that many people and that many entities. Okay, so everything gets intense. You're here, you need to start clearing. You just have to get more ease. Okay,
Yeah.
so who does this belong to? Okay, is a tool that you so how many of us like going out in nature? Yeah, good. Now, what happens when you go out in nature? Do the number of thoughts, feelings, emotions, all these limitations, do they increase or do they decrease?
Decrease.
Yeah. Okay. So if all of these thoughts, feelings, and emotions were truly yours, even if you were in the middle of a jungle with no people around, shouldn't you have the same thoughts, feelings, and emotions and with the same intensity? But it doesn't happen that way, does it?
No.
Okay. So this is your sign that, wait, hold on, I'm just aware, you're just picking up stuff. So that's why when you go in the middle of 1,000 people, or you go to suddenly a social gathering where there are a lot of people, you suddenly want to be like, oh my God, can I go away? Or can someone leave me alone? That's because of your awareness. It's because you're picking up everybody's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So all the stuff that you're talking about, I am too powerless. I will not be able to do it. Is any of it yours? Cool. And that which is true for you will make you lighter. So if it's not yours, who does it belong to? And then return it all to senders with consciousness attached. Okay, so that's how we use this tool. That's another tool in Access. Who does this belong to? For the next 3 days, with every thought, feeling, and emotion, start with entities. Okay, start with all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions you have about entities. For the next 3 days, just use who does this belong to. They're too powerful. Some of them don't even know that they're dead. They don't even have a body. Like, what the fuck are they going to do to you? Or like, what? It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. That is, again, who does that belong to? Okay, is it really too much?
The opposite of that, another point of view that I had was, oh, they would be my friends and I won't have any real friends because they would be my friends. Like, who
How
the
does
hell?
it get better than that?
Wait, who does that belong to?
Again, yeah, who does that belong to?
I
And
mean,
like, why not? How does it get better than that?
oh, wow. Yes, thank you.
Shannon, who's the founder of Access, pretty much says this, like, it's easier to talk to entities than it's easier to talk to people. Okay, so cool. Have entity friends. Who cares? As long as it works for you and you're not resisting your awareness. Okay, as long as you're not resisting your awareness, and as long as it's working for you, as long as you're the dominant entity of your life, as long as you don't make entity the source of your life and source of your information, which is what we do in India a lot. To be very honest, we think we want them to give us everything. We ask them to take control of everything. They are bigger than you. As a way for you to never be the dominant entity of your life. Okay. So that's where we create a weird following energy rather than being the leader. Okay. So yeah, have friends, entity friends, but as long as it works for you and as long as you're not resisting it and as long as you are willing to be the most dominant entity of your life. You're the source of your awareness. Entities are not the source of your awareness. You're the source of money. Entities are not the source of money. The way money and entities works is when you start being the source and then there's a gifting and receiving. Now, most people want to do a give and take. They want to take. Oh, entities, give me money, but I'll do nothing. I will pretend to be this person who lacks everything, which is why entities have to give me everything, which reinstates and reinforces your point of view in the first place, which is you lack. You don't lack. Okay, so this has to change in us, where we constantly think we lack and we have to take from entities. And if this doesn't change, you're still doing some weird thing with entities. You're doing this weird superstition thing with entities. You're not doing an empowering, like this is not empower. So be the source. You're the source of your money. You're the source of your creation. And then you cooperate with these entities from a space of gifting and receiving to create something greater and bigger, to have more money, to have more ease, to find places like these, like with like absolute ease, to do whatever you want. And but I'm the source. They are not the source of me. Nobody is the source of me. Okay, and this we have to change this. This is that deep point of view that Indians and India has. It has to change, or else you give these things to have more power and more something, and we go into take and we go into lack, and then it reinstates and reinforces that same shit again, and you're still stuck in that loop. You want to get out of that loop. Okay, and then you can cooperate. Okay, so clearing, communication, receiving, cooperation. So we begin with clearing, we go into communicating, we go into receiving, not taking. And receiving can only happen when you are the source of your life. If you truly believe you are the source of your life and you are the most dominant entity, then receiving can happen. But if you don't believe that, you will always take. We have to change that. Okay. And then from there, we go into cooperation. Cooperation is like, for example, the biggest example I can give you is this talk to the entities. It's like a multi-million-dollar business created by cooperating with the entities world over. Yeah, by Shannon, and then by all the facilitators and etc. etc. And then now you, hopefully. It has to, but the difference here is you are the source. All right? Entities are not, this is not entities are the source of everything. Give up your life for this entity. Entities will give you the awareness that no, none of that. Okay, but not, and therefore include this awareness, and therefore create a world where we include entities and we cooperate. All right, so is this making sense? Have I become too intense?
Yes, no, that was
Okay,
fantastic. Like so
cool.
much. Because just one last thing quickly before.
Yeah.
I just realized that I had a secret agenda. Oh, when you were talking, that I had a secret agenda that for choosing talk to the entities because entities bring us money and I'm just going to make them the source of creating money for me, which is insane.
And you will make more money, okay? Let me give you that. But from this space where you are the source, it definitely makes you money. Okay. But the only thing is you are the source. You are the source, not entities. And then if you are the source and you receive and you gift and you cooperate, yes, you will receive money. Believe me, you do.
I already am.
Yeah, exactly. You already are.
Holy shit. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. So this is where we started. Like you think that you're not communicating, you're not doing some of these things. No, you are. It's just done very unconsciously. So what if we did it with total awareness, total consciousness, and being very clear? Imagine if you have crystal clarity about everything you're dealing with. What will it take to have that? And it will only happen if you are the source. And that is where the TTT curriculum is it's built on this point of view. You are the source. Okay, the entire manual, the new manual is amazing. Okay, so the entire manual is based on this. Okay.
Thank you.
Which Dr. Khushboo, I have one thing. Can I?
Yeah, Nitish, ask.
Yeah. So like even though I have a strong belief system about the whole conversation about energies, entities and all, but there's this skepticism in me that even like that sometimes thinks that can it be something that it's just about the way our mind perceives these things. For example, even for example placebo in medicines, like we see effect and changes in us and positivity or spurts of energy because of things which we our mind has thought. So could it happen that we are believing that seeing clearings and doing these things help us relieve our symptoms or negative energies or things like that? So that's why we're having that kind of change in our body, maybe the yawns or maybe the uh, energy spurts, like, so like can it be related to
So,
psychology?
okay, so yes, it is related to your point of view. Your point of view creates your reality. Now, but that is there for sure. Now, let me give you, and second, if it works, my point of view is if this is working, I'm getting happier, I don't care. My ultimate target is I want to be happy. I want to have ease, joy, and glory. Okay? So if that's how I choose things, it's like, wait, it's easier for me to be in Bombay right now. It's easier for me to see everything and not have a point of view and just be interesting and just see it and let it gift. Okay, it's easier. I'm happier. Cool, it's working. I'm going to keep doing it. That's my point of view. And what else did you ask? And other thing is, please use the tool of light and heavy. Okay? That which is light for you is true for you. That which is heavy for you is a lie for you. The problem with the mind is it does right, wrong, good, and bad. It only does polarity. It does not do lightness and heaviness. Okay? Lightness and heaviness is a way to get out of that mind, get out of this skepticism. And again, it's not wrong. Please question things. I have literally questioned everything. I've studied medicine. I've questioned medicine, which is why I'm here. Okay. 7 years back, you told me I'd be a toxicity entities facilitator. I'll be like, are you crazy? Like, but this is what I didn't follow anything. I just followed my lightness. I followed that which made me happy. Okay, this is making me happier. It's making me easy. It's ease, joy, and glory. It's giving me that. Okay, I'm going to do it. That's how I went across this. And about the placebo effect, I have a very different point of view, but that may be a conversation for a whole different class or something. Again, my point of view is, if it's working, why is it such a problem? It tells you that it's all in your mind. That's why it's working. That's why there's a placebo effect. It literally tells you it's all in your fucking mind. It's not real. You can literally change it if you have a different point of view. And so I like that I just have a different point of view. It's great. Anyway, cool. So that's different though. So here's what I would ask you to do is follow your light and heavy. What is your target? My target is to be happy. Okay?
Makes sense. Even this, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
My target is not to prove myself right. Neither is it to prove talk to the entities right or access right. It's the most wrong thing you can do, by the way. Some of these choices were the most wrong choices I could take, but they're amazing. Most irrational choices. Okay. So do the light and heavy. Really build a muscle of light and heavy. And then you'll have your own awareness. You'll know where to go. You'll know what to choose. What is true for you is light for you. What's a lie for you is heavy for you. Okay? Move in that direction.
Yep. Sure.
Forget about everything else. And who does this belong to? Okay? When I started this...
I have a question.
Yes, Pooja.
अगर एंटिटी की अवेयरनेस है और हम उसको अवॉइड करते जाते हैं तो क्या हमारे घर की इलेक्ट्रिक चीजें बिगड़ना शुरू हो सकती है?
हाँ, पर I'll tell you what, ऐसा नहीं है कि the entities are very angry with you or upset इसलिए तोड़ रहे चीज. Okay? They're trying to get your attention.
हाँ, वही attention लेने.
That's it. They're trying to get your attention. So electrical circuits जो होता है, it's easier for them to do that rather than move a physical object and drop it because they don't have a body. but they do have that electromagnetic imprinting. So it's
अभी
easy for them to go through that.
इसलिए ये बात पूछ रही हूँ. मुझे ना वो हम जो आवर्स वो स्पेशली रखते हैं ना टॉक टू द एंटिटीज का, वो नहीं कर पा रही मैं. और मुझे ना
one second, I'm going to stop you there. Wait, I'm going to stop you there. Okay, मैं नहीं कर पा रही business hours, or is it मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ business hours? Yeah, you can totally do it. It's just choice. Okay, you just have to do it. There is, I mean, this is not rocket science. It takes you 5 minutes. You totally have the ability to do it. कर नहीं पा रही हूँ is an excuse. कर नहीं रही हूँ is I just don't do it.
मतलब कैसा होता है कि कोई एक फिक्स टाइम पे बैठना वो पॉसिबल नहीं लगता ना, तो कोई फिक्स टाइम नहीं फिक्स करके बैठ सकते, तो उसका क्या मतलब क्या सॉल्यूशन है?
I would say please don't be lazy. Sorry, I'm being very very upfront. सुबह उठ के करो, रात को सोते हुए just check once. This is how I started it. When I woke up, I would clear, and when I sleep, just before I go to sleep, I will check in once and I'll sleep. But it was important for me to do it twice. It is important for a lot of us living in India to do it twice at least, 2 or 3 times in a day, especially in the beginning. And at some point, you will become the clearing. I didn't have to clear per se before I came to Bombay or clear my space or anything. I didn't do it. There's very few rare times now when I have to very consciously wait, I need to clear. But there's something that you start being after you've done it enough that as you enter, it starts transforming and changing everything. But for you to reach there, you need to start doing this. And no excuses, no laziness. Just do it, man. You'll feel so much better. You'll be like, why was I not doing this before? Like why did anybody give me information when I was growing up? Like all that crazy, like I literally slept in my parents' room till I was 21 or something, till I was doing my dentistry. Every 3 o'clock in the night, I would, every day I would go out, I was like, no, I'm not going to sleep alone. I'm going to sleep alone. And then at 2 or 3 o'clock, I would run down to my parents' room and I would sleep there. Literally till I did my dentistry. Now, if someone had just told me, hey, it's just awareness and this is how you deal with it, my parents and myself would have been saved of a lot of weird things. Okay, so just do it. All right, there is no excuse to not do it. Okay, one more question and then we'll end it here. Anything else? I thought someone had a question. Nobody has? Sorry, everybody's brain.
There's somebody with their hand up.
No, I think he put it up when I'd asked long back about whether or not people have done access. I think it's because of that. Or do you have a question, Nina? Nina Mittal.
There's one in
actually the last question
Is there a question in the chat?
The first one, is it like associating negative energy?
Wait, hold on. I've not seen the chat. Sorry, guys. Let me just go through the chat. Is it like associating negative energies? I don't know what you were referring to, Yugantar, anymore. So you can ask me again.
May I?
Yes. Sushma, yes.
Yeah. My entity need attention and they वो लोग इलेक्ट्रिक चीज को खराब करते हैं, entity need attention,
तो वही बोला, वो खराब नहीं कर रहे हैं. I'll give you an example. अगर आपका एक बच्चा है, okay, और the बच्चा is trying to get your attention, तो वो पहले चालू करता है, mama, mama, but you're very busy, okay, you're cooking or whatever, so you're not paying attention. So फिर he becomes a little louder, mama, mama, and you're still not listening. Finally, वो frustrate होके क्या करता है, दुपट्टा खींचता है या फिर कुछ करता है. Then, mama, please listen to me. And then you go like, why are you doing this? It's like, I called you 100 times before that. You did not listen. So now I'm frustrated. I'm trying to get your attention. Okay? So ये जो it's not out of malice. It, let me rephrase it. Entities, aapka attention, they're drawing your attention because they know you're aware of them, and they know that you can talk to them. They know you can sense them, but aap ignore kar rahe ho. And B, there actually may be entities who've been trying to communicate to you personally that you've been ignoring, that are stuck or that are not leaving because they are here to communicate with you. So now, since we are ignoring them, they're trying to get your attention. तो मैंने वही बोला, अगर आप मर गए, समझो कल, I know I say it very nonchalantly, but अगर कल आप मर गए और आपको किसी को मैसेज देना है, say for example your daughter or your son, and you know your daughter or your son can receive this information, can also hear you, but they're ignoring, they're resisting, they're saying no, you don't exist. So आप frustrate हो जाओगे and you will do whatever you can do to get her attention. अभी entities को physical body नहीं है, but they have a electromagnetic imprinting. So electrical circuits becomes easier for them to get your attention through. That's all that they're doing. Most of them. समझा मैंने जो बोला? Sort of.
मगर हर बार हमारी इलेक्ट्रिक चीज खराब हो जाती है, उसका मतलब
उसका मतलब आपको नहीं, उसका it may be, ask the question. It's not again, please, after this call, everything is not because of entities, okay? Ask, okay. Is this because of entities or something else? जो भी light है वो सही है आपके लिए.
Okay.
इसका मतलब, yes, I can see, but she was like, I have a question. Okay, everything is not because of that. You need to ask, is this entities or is this something else? Whatever is lighter is true. And if it is entities, then clear, communicate, receive, cooperate. That's where the tools of TTT will make everything easier, and you don't have to lose your electrical appliances anymore. Okay. And if it is not that, you need to see, okay, maybe it needs some repairing.
पहले तो एंटिटी हो तो भी हमको इलेक्ट्रिशियन को तो बुलाना ही पड़ेगा ना, खराब हुई है चीज तो वो तो
क्लियर करो. अगर एंटिटी है तो क्लियर करो, कम्युनिकेट करो. You start doing this, your electrical appliances should be fine. Okay. That is why I talk to the entities. Why? So that your electrical appliances but that's how light it is, Sushma. There's nothing serious about it. Okay? Like, it's not a very serious topic. It's as light as I'm making it right now. Okay, have fun. Have fun. Have fun with entities. Clear.
Do you think entity loves music? So आप घर में म्यूजिक प्ले करते हो तो एंटिटी become more happier?
Maybe. I don't know any. I mean, yeah, probably yes. There may be some entities who like music and they may get happier if you play some music. Maybe.
एक बात आपने बताई कि एंटिटी से भी हमको रिसीव और गिविंग, तो एंटिटी को हमको कैसे गिविंग करना है?
Gifting by clearing, communicating, receiving, and cooperating.
Okay.
That's how you become a gift to them.
Okay. Give them freedom. Like
give them choice.
Yeah.
Give them choice. Okay. Yes, we take two more questions. Okay. Yes, you've done that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was a little. So yeah. So basically, I was thinking, like, can we associate these entities or something like to negative energies which are going inside our mind or something? Like, for example, when you have a negative thought, and
thoughts are thoughts. They may not always be entities. Sometimes it may be, but thoughts are thoughts. Okay. Entities are just nothing outside of you is greater than you. Okay. And if you get a thought, just use who does this belong to. That's so simple. You get a thought and it's negative and you don't like it. It's like, who does it belong to? And return it to sender with consciousness attached. When you ask who does this belong to, you don't even need to know who it belongs to. But if it lightens your world up, it's not yours. Okay? And then just return it. That's why I said 3 days for every thought, feeling, and emotion. Just do who does this belong to. You'll feel so much better if you do it for 3 days. Okay? So it's okay. There's you don't have it's thoughts are thoughts. Okay, and you get something weird, just use who does this belong to.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. And if you have conflicting thoughts and you literally have a dialogue in your head before you make any decision, if that is going on, if you're having like a committee that you refer to every time you have to make a decision, and there's like you should and you should not and you should and you should not, and there's a conversation where where you think you're having with you, but it is actually you, like someone is saying you should do that, then you are aware of entities and you are actually consulting a whole bunch of entities. So this is where you need to become consciously aware of what kind of energies are like entities and energies are around you, and which ones will actually work for you and which ones will not. It's same with people. There's no difference with how you deal with people in bodies and people without bodies. The only difference is they don't have bodies. Okay? So imagine if you surround yourself with people who constantly tell you should do this and you should do that. You're like, you would want leave me alone. You would want to surround yourself with energies and people and entities who empower you, who tell you like, what do you think? What do you want to do? What is light for you? What is true for you? Do that. Okay, so that is where you want to go to. It's not about shunning the entity world. It's not about that. It's just, it's about what kind of energies and what kind of entities can you invite more into your life, and which ones can now be cleared and you can choose something different. All right. So you also have to become aware of that conversation that you're having in your head. Okay. So that, I mean, I would not like to have anything tell me you should do that. If anyone tells me you should do that, I want to do the exact opposite. Okay. So as you start using the tools of Dr. Again, as you start becoming clear of what kind of energies and entities you are actually communicating with, then you can start creating a field of your awareness that is actually gifting and receiving, that helps you grow, that fills you with positivity, because you spoke about negativity, though there is nothing like that, but still it'll fill you up with what you actually desire. Okay.
Like basically, if a particular thought is causing a destruction, so it's not a thought, and if it helps you to move forward and grow in your life, then it's not thought. So that's
yeah,
right.
if it's light for you, go ahead and do it. If it's heavy for you, don't, like, ask another question. Okay. If it's light for you, it's true for you. If it's a lie for you, it's heavy for you. So if you're having a conversation in your head and all that is happening is it's becoming heavier and heavier, you need to stop and go out for a jog, go out for a walk, do something, but stop that trail of thought. Okay? And clear entities. And then the Dr. The Entities class, no more. And I'm serious. This is why we do this. This is why I facilitate. Okay, so I'm having a Dr. The Entities introduction and beginning class. Okay, this was a free talk, but an intro and beginning class is a 2.5-day class, and we deep dive into this so that you start becoming clear about what the fuck is going on in your world. Okay, and you start getting space and you start dealing with energies in a way that nurtures you, nurtures your future. All right, and that is happening. When is it happening? 29th to the 31st of this month. It's in Ahmedabad in person, or Ahmedabad in person, and also online simultaneously. So you can attend this from anywhere in the world. You need to have done access bars though before you do the beginning class. There's an intro that happens on the evening before, which you can attend even if you've not done access bars. But if you want to attend the 2-day deep dive, the beginning class with the beautiful, amazing manual, you have to have done access bars. Okay, so, well, what else?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So entities are like energies as well, right? They're just
Yeah, everything's energy. Yes.
so it keeps changing. Like they're like different entities at different times all the time. It's not the same entity every time, right?
Yeah. What do you know? Yes. It is different every time. Like it'll be different when I move to some places in Bombay and some other, or if I go to another country, it'll be a whole different set of this thing.
Yeah, no, the reason why I'm asking is like when I'm in my room in the night, especially, like there's a different awareness. I mean, not there's more sometimes, there's less sometimes. So I was like,
yeah,
okay. Because I'm
and
not
it is different all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
It is different all the time, and then there will be some entities that you've been with for a very long time, so that may be constant, that conversation, and may not be the most constructive. So you may have certain entities that are always with you, and then there's all this other awareness that comes and goes as well.
Okay. And I think I really need to do the class.
Yes. Yeah.
It really does contribute. Thank you so much.
It will. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Thank you for your questions. I hope this helped. अगर कोई और question है, please ask. I'm improving my Hindi.
May I?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
One last question.
Yeah, thank you.
No, ask.
Some people I saw, they are very foodie. They don't have control over the food, but again they want to lose. They don't want to gain their body. So food here is the source of entity for them.
It could be a whole bunch of reasons, Alpa. It could be that they're actually aware of entities and like eating for entities. That is something that happens. That is common, and you may be aware of that. But it could also be a whole bunch of other things. Okay, and sometimes people eat a lot in order to just avoid awareness. Sometimes people eat a lot as a way to kill time. A lot of time overeating is to avoid some form of awareness. It could be entities, it could be something else. Okay, and sometimes it could be that they're eating because they're eating on behalf of the entities. It's weird, but that is something that can happen. You have to ask a question. There is no generalization. There is no, they're overeating, this is because. You have to ask questions. Is it because of this? Is it something else? What is this? What do I do with this? Can I change this? If so, how do I change this? A lot of times overeating is avoiding awareness, whatever awareness that may be.
Got it. Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Awesome. How long a day? And what do you mean? Oh, you mean 2.5 days? It's 2.5 days, Agnes. So we will start around 10 o'clock India time, and we'll be done say by 5 o'clock India time. So you are an hour and a half ahead of us. So just calculate it accordingly. It's around 11:30 to 6:30 or something your time. But that's a Saturday, Sunday. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Vashima. Thank you, Khushboo and Deepanti and Pooja and Komal, for all of you all to be here. And some of you all have also invited other people. So thank you so much. What else is possible? And also like to answer a few questions in Gujarati, but maybe next time. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Okay, bye. We'll send out the recordings. So you'll have the recordings as well afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.